I'm back. I'm sitting on my wire, but I'm back. Apologies in advance. I'm sure everyone's fed up of this game, but honestly, I can't get enough of it. So, yeah, just have to put up with it. No, I just really want to get a good ending. I really want to get a good ending. It's not tweeting again. But, you know, people know when I'm streaming. So, there we go. And, yeah, so, hello everyone, it's Tuesday, I'm back. And, oh, what's the thing? Oh, okay. So, hopefully you have audio. So we've got one more ending to get. Please be a good ending. Please be a good ending. So, we need to re-unlock white, so we'll just quickly skip into these to select them. I think that should work. One more way to die! No! Hi Dan. No. We're not dying.
Now I'll go first. Okay.
I also
ready?
think I see a Jesse and a Leaky, so hi. Okay, so that's unlocked that, and then we need to go into door 7 to unlock that.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we need to go into door 6. Nope, 1. One door.
Here's A deck. It was
That should be it, yes.
Okay, so white. Let's skip straight to here. I really do Leaky, sorry, my TV's a bit loud. I really do hope there's a good ending. We've done every other single ending. This has got to be the good ending. There's got to be one good ending. At the moment, so the situation in this ending, the one we got previously, was that Santa went a bit cuckoo, pulled out a gun, and took June, Lotus, and Ace through the door. Ooh, I'm being hosted by TGN. Someone forgot to turn off the auto hosting. And that means that a couple of people that were in TGN have now joined the channel. So, hi TGN! This is a Steam game before anyone asks. No, it's not an Xbox. I've been playing it on and off for the last week or so, and I've got one ending, and I really want a good ending. So yeah, so we got to the end. Santa went woo-woo, put a gun to June's head, then took Ace and Lotus through the 9 door, and left 7, Clover, and myself in here. Now, the coffin, someone started banging on the coffin lid, and we're like, sheesh, we can't open it. It's not a year. It was the Sunday before Extra Life. I did a 9-hour stream to practice. And then I did a bonus couple of hours on the Wednesday. And then I did some at the beginning of Extra Life. So this is only the 4th stream of it. I've done more streams of some games. I just really want to get to a good ending. So yeah, so someone started banging on the coffin. We couldn't get it open. We got an ending. And then it was like, oh, there's another padlock. So then we went down the red key and we finally got a code that will open the coffin. But that was in an alternate timeline. So let's see what happens. Now we have that code somewhere.
So, what do
want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
Okay, somewhere in the middle. I need the volume. There we go. I was going to stream something else, and then I decided no, I just wanted to stream this. That's what we're getting.
Shh, quiet.
I'm still tired now from...
Where is it coming from?
That's the coffin! Oh, excuse me.
Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
I haven't got enough energy for chariot speedruns. It's not my new favourite game. I just finally got past the bit I was stuck on, and now it means I can work on getting 100% on the maps, and all the exits, and all the collectibles, so I can maybe finally find the hidden level or whatever it is, and possibly get a few more achievements. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the speedruns, but before I do speedruns, I need to upgrade my gadgets. Simple as that. Also... Oh. People messaging
What are those
me.
muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Stand back! We've got the code!
Just shut up and try!
Oh dear. But I feel like
Damn
we've
it.
come on a journey together. Ooh, we've got to get through this. I'll do some more cherries at some point, Dan, just not this week. Still don't know what I'm streaming on
It won't
Thursday.
even budge.
You haven't even tried the secret level yourself? Oh, come on. You've got to do a stream of the secret level if you want me to do streaming.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so. Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
We have the passcode.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Ugh, there's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
So that's definitely unlocked. Everything's unlocked there. We got the passcode, but then because Clover was dead, that yellow key ending, Clover was dead, so that was a bad ending as well. We didn't die, I think we got gassed.
What's the passcode?
Come on, Junpei, you know this.
What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out?
It's something about truth is left. So right, left, right, left.
I need something.
And truth is left, and truth is left, and truth is left. Come on. Oh, truth had gone. There we are. Truth had gone, and truth had gone, and truth had gone. And truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Huh? What?
What's up?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Right, left, right, left, right, left. One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
You don't need to shush, but food is always good. What you got anyway, Dan?
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those...
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Come on, steak. And the clover's not dead, so it's all good.
No way!
What?
Why are you...
we still have the 0 bracelet. Clover still has the 0 bracelet.
Oh?
Ace
Is
has
that
still got
you,
the 9
Clover?
bracelets.
I apologize for worrying you. Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Oh. Jeez.
You're back!
Yay!
Gently now.
This has got to be a happy ending.
My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back! You're back! You're really here!
Yay! Happy bit of ending.
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though. You did. I really thought you were dead.
Huh?
She died last time in the ending where we got the code for the coffin, which was like the 3rd ending across. She was stabbed in the back by Ace because he thought she'd seen something in the captain's cabin. And that's how we got the clue for the watch, which opened the safe, which told us that Ace was the bad guy. And then he admitted to killing Clover. So that was a bad ending because somebody died. I mean, in all of them, the 9th man dies at the very beginning. But we're fairly certain that the 9th man was one of the people involved in the Nonary games. I don't know which one. I don't think Ace said. So it's okay that he's dead. And obviously the captain's dead because we found the captain in the cabin. But all of the other 8 people are alive in this timeline.
You
So
jerk!
far.
Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
Yeah.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room.
Yes, that's what's happened in this timeline.
Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Oh god. Wow. So, unlocking that just unlocked a whole ton of ending. Look at that. Wow. This has got to be a good ending.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why.
Hopefully we'll find
The corpse
out.
in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
I'm assuming those 3 people... Oh yeah, I forgot about the corpse. Each of those squares is someone dying. No! Don't say that, Tan! Don't say that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 9 squares, and there's only 8 people left alive. Besides, all those other endings, those were me dying or someone dying. So, yeah. But yeah, so there were 3 corpses. And there were 4 names on that list, and we know that Ace is one of them. So maybe the other 3 people were on that list about people involved in the Nonary game.
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes, but you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to
What
me.
happened to you?
I only just now. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me.
Interesting. Maybe the last one is us? What, like us, the audience? Oh dear. That's rather dire.
They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
That's just weird.
When
mate.
were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
Oh, we didn't
And I
find the
have no
note
idea
in this
how I
one.
got the
So.
passcode for the coffin either.
Yeah. So we don't have the note, so we haven't had the opportunity to go back and get the note because we didn't need to look for Clover.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from?
The letter.
Why
No,
did I
it was.
feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Was that on the note Clover had? That she got from the captain's room, or was that from the?
All I know is my fingers moved on their own.
Yeah, no, it had to be the note on the
It's like
captain's room.
I did it subconsciously. I don't get it.
No,
What the hell
we
does any
didn't.
of it mean? Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die.
Santa's sister. We know that because he said 9 years ago.
Her name was...
You don't know what her name was, though.
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship.
We
9
need more
years ago,
answers, damn it!
and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes.
Well, the switching clothes was to was to make Ace think that he killed Snake without Snake dying.
Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Hang on. I need my hoodie. Ugh. I took it off because I was cooking, and now I'm cold. Stop
At any
grunting
rate,
again.
We'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes?
Yeah.
That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Okay.
Hey,
We've
how
got
are
another
we gonna
9
get
door,
out of
mate.
here?
Yeah, I'm sorry about the yawning.
Isn't
tired.
that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
We number 9s now. There's 4 of you.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
Oh, bless
I,
him.
assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going. All right. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
You see, I didn't yawn quite as much during the extra live stream. I've saved them all up for today's stream.
Not yet.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Fine.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover,
We
give me
know
your
that
hand.
it's not a 0.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever. I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then
It's a
what
6.
number is it?
Let's find out.
As I remember. It was... Oh, hang on. Apparently we have to do... Oops, what have I done? There we go. Oops. I hit some button. I wasn't meant to hit the button. Okay, so if we know it's a 6, we need to make a digital root of 9. Which means we probably need to make 18. Which means we need to make 13 outside of that. 13... Well, it's not going to be Snake, Junpei, and 7 because that is 9 plus 11. That's 2. 6, 6 and 7. No. That was it. 7, Junpei, and Cap.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Yes, that's right. There we go. But why is
Hey, it opened!
What? Why?
June is 6.
What is that?
June is 6. What does that mean?
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is...
9.
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up. Here, look.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure. This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
But it said 3 on the bracelet.
No way. Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
But the professor was also 9. Or was he? Who went through that first door?
Santa was still playing by the rules of the Nonary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0.
Well, I mean, the fact that he kidnapped June and Lotus and Ace and took them through the door. He had a gun. I think, you know, we're probably safe to assume that he's not.
If my hypothesis
But
is
why?
correct.
Why? Why? Because his sister died?
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Oh, it's right there. Oh. All right, let's keep going.
I think these
Who
stairs
went
go to the
through
bottom
the
deck.
first door? Was it 5? The 5 door? Hang on. The 5 door. So who was it he got to scan at the beginning? He must have been 9, but then there's no 3. Unless he did Santa scan it? Oh god, the fireworks are in full force tonight. I'm trying to think who. It was... No, yawning. No, I'm not actually rubbing my eyes particularly. Did you go to bed yet, Alkesh? Also, hi. I'm going to be yawning because I'm tired. You did at some point. Okay. we were quite concerned whether you were a robot or not. Yeah, you see, Leaky's yawning. This means I'm allowed to yawn. That's my... I'm thinking. Really. I'm trying to think at the beginning, who was it that went through the 9 door? That went through the 5 door with that 9 guy. He used Clover. Once Sean finished his stream, he went to bed. Jeez. That was a lot of hours up. Clearly, you need to do Extra Life next year. Must have been 2 other people, but... No, I don't know, maybe they'll explain the other 9 bracelet. No, it has to be a 9, because Ace has been using it. So there has to be a 9. So why are there 2 9 bracelets? There's a 6. Where's the 3?
Hey, it's a...
It's a pitchfork with a line through it.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah. Hey, another door. And a card reader this time.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
Woohoo! So yeah, so we've now unlocked a whole bunch of stuff, so this should be interesting.
Wow!
Library. Oh, it said something about the frozen lady being beyond the library.
It's totally full of books!
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. As he began his search, for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind. I am assuming the game sound's coming through. Someone would have said by now, right? There's a note on that table. Lights to the books. Yeah. Thank you. What does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees what, maybe 2-3 minutes of light before the reader's on to the next. They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. Do not burn all the books, Dan. That's just an evil thing to say. It's horrible. But don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes. That has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Alright, what's the notes? Oh, it does actually say that. Lights to the books, okay. Switch them around, yes. They will spell open, because I can see open at the top. Conveniently store the books in the incineration chamber. Piece of cake. Not storing them in the incineration chamber. It would stop them getting wet, but it wouldn't stop them burning. Let's start. Open here, find bulb. Oh, I didn't even look at the rest of it. I just went with open. We have a bulb! Woohoo! Cosmic inflation. Quantum gravity. Okay, no, that's that. Theory of evolution. On the origin of the species. Natural selection. Yes, gremlins. Don't get them wet and don't feed them after midnight. Mother Nature. Paleontology. Transition of extinct species. Introduction to geology. Theories on the Cambrian explosion. That's the evolution of organisms. Micrographia. Oh. Creatures of the South Seas. Why did mankind lose their tails? Yes, I would like to know that. I would like a tail. There's that. Alright, there we go. Picture book. Little League. Okay, I got a book. Whoa, it says head. It says head. Okay. Recreation of lost human functions. Sixth Sense. Dissection Atlas. Functions of the human brain. And any other suspicious looking. Human equilibrium theory. Human anatomy. Regeneration of internal organs. That's a bit dire. Agent gladiators. Dissection. Correlation of muscle, bone density, and bone strength. Principles of monkey behavior. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's the suspicious book. Big opening. Right, yes, that's the thing. And this is one of those kids' picture books. Native Americans. It says Lilk. L, R, and K. L, R, and K? It doesn't look like L, R, and K. It looks like... Oh, well, never mind. If it says L, R, and K, it says L, R, and K. History of the medieval period. Buddhism. Cultural heritage of Rome. Permian creatures. Hellenism. Greek mythology. History of the Western world. And Oriental history. This book seems to be about history. Okay. There's stairs. Can we go down the stairs? How do we go down the stairs? There we go. Right. Okay. Pythagorean theorem. Algebraic number theory. Number theory disciplines. Blah 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 blah. Alright, what is this? Dad Kindwood? German mathematician. Leibniz. Owen. And Sheldrake. Okay. Riemann hypothesis! I know that one. The Riemann hypothesis is an unsolvable math equation which was on one of the Perplexity cards, which takes me back in time, that does. Though I don't know if anyone here ever played Perplexity. Outside Daisy and I met. And fireworks. Indian mathematics. Jesus Christ with the fireworks. Goldbach's conjecture. Lots of mathy things. Modern Japanese literature. Origin of Japanese folklore. Agriculture and historical organizations in folklore. And picture book. Alright. Oh, you played Perplexity, Leaky? Did I know that? I didn't meet you through that. I met you through... Fairly certain I met you through Mass Effect and Mel and Chris. Not Perplexity, but yeah. Picture books! That says SEI 5. Oh, SE-5. Okay. But yeah, Dan, fireworks. Warm. Okay. Oh, what's this? Hang on. The door thingy first. It's a lock. Won't budge. Okay. What's this? I need to get 3 light bulbs. Okay, but we do have a light bulb. Okay, fine. We do have 3 books. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna let us do anything. Oh, I didn't want to come back upstairs. I feel like that's important. Suspicious about the shelf on the left. Oh, hello, code. It's like they gave us the answer. I know tonight is the right time for it. Where did they give us the answer? 632415. 632415. 6. No, that's not it. 632415. Boom. Yeah, but I mean, we had fireworks from like October, like Diwali time, through like Halloween, through Bonfire Night. It'll be through Christmas and through New Year, and it's like it never stops. It'll be like every weekend from now up until mid-January. It's ridiculous. I just get grumpy about it. I mean, you know, it's fine with like the big displays that were like safe, but random firework crap going off in homes, it's not safe and it's annoying for pets. Okie dokes. Let's open this cupboardy thing. Oh look, a light bulb. Yeah, okay, right. Picture books on the stands. It says Sheldrake 5, but obviously you need to have a can read it. It sells Sheldrake 5. I don't need the powerful bulbs. Where is the other bulb going to be? Yeah, I mean, we had fireworks on Sunday. And fireworks on Saturday. And fireworks today. I don't know if there were any fireworks yesterday because I went to bed early because I was tired and I read my book. Or I read a book and a half because it's just me. And they were short books. Where's the other bulb? Maybe it's up here somewhere. If I were another bulb, where would I be? I had a picture book. Why is it a weird book called Indian Mathematics? Coat rack. Okay. Overview of photochemistry. Oh, hello. There we go. I hadn't done the top shelves. I don't think I need to look at all the books. Just need to go back downstairs. Sells Sheldrake 5. I can see it without the thingies, but there we go. Sheldrake 5.
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Don't sound so surprised. You're showing your
Well,
prejudice,
Clover
Snake.
also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well,
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Story time.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me.
That's why you're alive now, Snake.
I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you.
Oh, how very magnanimous of you.
I've decided to tell you the truth.
Good.
The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yes, please. I want to know who died.
How much do you know?
But who died where, though? If someone died in Snake's group, it can't have been Santa's sister then, because he wouldn't have been in the same group.
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, look. Oh, I'm pointing at my screen. So we've got Hongo is Ace. You've got the guy on the far left looks like 9. And then the guy to the other side looks like the one that looked like Snake. And is that guy on on this very right, is that the guy who was the captain? So the 3 that are dead plus Ace are those 4 people.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
It's definitely number 9.
Musashido was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding.
Except that I am physically unable to do a handstand and have been physically unable to do a handstand since childhood, which has always been annoying.
Mankind's thought process and actions are all
I just
part
can't
of a
get
resonant
past
event.
that certain point of gravity.
All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto
Is that why
you.
when I, think of a thing, I suddenly see that thing everywhere?
Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Or hear of a thing and then suddenly it's everywhere. Oh, I have at some point been able to touch my toes. I did ballet. I could never do a split. That just seemed too painful. I probably could again if I flexed my back every day. But all the sitting has seized my back up.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Sounds dangerous. Oh yeah, I should probably turn off that
Come on, there's no way.
thingy command.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei? Have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yes.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
18
There were
children.
9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18
But only
children
16
total.
were reported in the newspaper.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the
That's where we are
experiments he had
now.
conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind?
Yes, and generally when I'm taking a shower or right about to go to bed.
It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be
But showers aren't
easily
particularly
transmitted
dangerous.
through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields.
Yes, but when you wake up in the middle of the night with flashes of inspiration, that's when you do the whole I'll make myself a note. And then you look at it in the morning and go, what the hell does sausages for dogs mean? Or whatever random crap, even if it's even legible at that point.
The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why
Evil
the
man.
astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule.
Oh yes, mine do too, with the inspiration work or something related to like coding. Doesn't mean that my notes make any sense. Oh dear, Leaky. Poor thing.
All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic in Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage.
They didn't get any answers.
That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Huh.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
But we didn't
He's
tell
right.
me about the girl. I want to know who died.
Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing.
That's got to be Santa and his sister.
They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was Akane.
Her name was Akane? Like, our Akane?
That was the girl who died.
Yeah, that.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. That's impossible.
That means Santa is Akane's
It can't be true.
brother?
Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything.
I'm confused. Yeah, Akane is June. At least that's what he said at the beginning. It was like Akane. He keeps on calling her Akane. They went to school together, her and Junpei. So it is significant. It's the same name, but it could be like Jane. It could be a common name.
It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine.
But they don't know that she's Akane because there was just that bit at the beginning where she went Junpei and he went Akane. But even though she shared his name, he didn't want to share her name. Otherwise, Snake might have realized something. But if Akane was on the ship with Snake, doesn't that mean Santa should have been in the facility with Clover? Wouldn't Clover remember Santa? I mean, it was 9 years, but I mean, if someone goes through that trauma with you, and then if Santa was actually with Snake, then Clover would have surely recognized Akane, but Akane had to be on the ship if the ship was the one with that was sinking. Unless they put both Akane and Santa on the same on the ship together? Well, why would they do that?
Let's get back down there, all right?
Maybe they were
couldn't
both
do it.
receivers.
Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
But I mean, is Yorikane an orphan and does she have a brother? Do you know that? I mean, you went to school with her. Surely you'd know something about her life. Ah! The thick plottins. Oh, there's a button. Push the button. Yeah. Wow, bookcase. The bookcase has moved. Oh, excuse my yawn. An output. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 13. No, hang on, not 8. 13, 14, 10, 13. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, no. M, N, J, M is not right. Arabic. Oh, yeah, okay. Arabic. 13, 14, 10, and 13. But we just tried that, unless we can't count. Hang on, let me see what these do. Am I being really dopey? 13, 14, 10, 13. Okay. A, B, C, D, E. E is 5. F, G, H, I, J. J is 10. K, L, M is 13. So M, N, J, M. That is them converted to numbers, right? Oh, hang on. Hex. Maybe. Right, okay. So 9. That's A is 10. A is 10. Okay, so B, C, D. Hang on. A is 10. B is 11. C is 12. D. Oh, D, E, A, D. Dead. Nice! Yeah. Yes, the password was dead. It was hex, not normal alphabets. But yes. Foreshadowing! It's the other door. Yeah, foreshadowing indeed. We found it! It only took us an hour.
All right, this is the next.
Okay, cool. So we did both a puzzle and a storagey thing. Storage. We're in a story thing. So we just got all of that to go. I'm not sure we're going to get through this tonight. Depends how long it is.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see. Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it.
That'll be the other door then.
It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
Yes.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
So we just
Then
need to find a
perhaps if we
card.
find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Because we're still going to get that Neptune
Well,
card
yeah,
key.
that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
It looks a bit messy, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Looks that way.
No way!
For real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer.
No, obviously
I rather
not,
doubt
Snake.
that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card.
And a key.
And the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then.
Let's begin. Hang on, he's got some kind of symbol on his stomach. It sort of looked like a star sign thing. We're in the study. Yeah, so this is the next puzzle, obviously. What is this? A ruler. That's the map. That is the map we, that's the map we used for that. It's a mess. It's the map we solved for the captains, the navigation room. Zero's lab. Okay. Okay, apparently that's just a pile of junk. Computer monitors. Phones. Okay. Alright, so what is this? It's a control panel. Oh, hello. Okay, piece of paper. Yeah, I know, but I can't see the chart. There we go. Study nautical. Table, yeah. Oh, maybe it's... Ah, there we go. That's the thingy. Okay, so 0 equals 0. Oh, look, it's hex. So, L is 21. Well, it's not hex, you know. It's base 21. It's using letters. So, A is 10. L is 21. It's one of these puzzles. You know how much I love these puzzles. Oh, right, okay. That doesn't work. So I actually need that to be off. And that to be on. Right. I was just concentrating on getting them all on. But I need this one to be off, don't I? Or is it this one to be off? Yeah, so I need that one and that one to be off. Okay. That's harder. There we go. Whew. Check out the right edge. I got something. Got a cross emblem. Nice. Cool. Don't know what that means, but you know. Ah, it says all in green. Nice. Hello, keyboard. Okay. Nothing's working yet. A waffle. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, so that's... Whoa, hello, okay. No, we need more of a clue. No, we definitely need more of a clue. Alright, fine. Stop, 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 stop. We need more of a clue, clearly. There's a shutter. Come on, Seven, you're not going to be able to open it, are you? You've not been able to open anything in this game just by shoving at it. So, where are we starting? So we're going south. Okay, then we're going west. Then we're going south east. Then we're going northeast. Then we're going east. Then we're going north. And then we're going east. Something happened. Woohoo! Stop calling me a good boy like I'm a puppy dog. Okay. The helm emblem. Okay. Letters. Door came through. Ooh, cool. Okay, new material. What do we got? Ah, Morse code. A to I. Okay, so what are we trying to spell is the question. What do we got? So B, C, F, H, J, L, P, Q. No, dead won't work because it's 2, 4, 1. So 1 is probably going to be E. Could be T. So something that ends in either an E or a T. And starts with M, N, A, or I. And then has one of the others in the middle. There's a lot of them that have 4 letters. I was thinking ice, but ace would work. What about, hang on, no, what about ice? As in like all ice. Because all was on the other screen. So dot dash. Dash dot dash dot. Dot. Let's try it. Yeah. Oh! Helpfully I don't have to remember that. Okay. Alright, dot, dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dot. Yes! Possibly? I don't know. But you putting ace made me think ice, so nice one, Dan. Yeah. Right, we've got 3 code emblems. What was the waffle? There was a waffle one, wasn't there? Steering wheel, across a weird circle and some kind of waffle pattern. A steering wheel across a circle. What's the waffle? Yes, stop. Collaborate and listen. Did you miss the waffle? No, but I would like to know what puzzle the waffle is. A room on the ship. Interesting. Pile of junk. Okay. I can't interact with that. We tried the cabinet. That's the steering wheel puzzle. It's the Morse code one. What's this? That's the shield. We've tried... Oh, crap! It just opened. There's a coffin in here. Thinks it's all ice. Alice. Maybe there'll just be the waffle thing in. It's empty. Please tell me there's at least a shieldy thing. Maybe there was somebody in there. Two somethings. What is it? Ooh, it's probably the Neptune key. And a plate. Yay, we got the Neptune key, so now we just need the key card to get out of this room. Coffin emblem. That would be the waffle pan. Right. That was really creepy. Why on earth was there... Alright, hang on, we need the steering wheel one first. Right, okay. Some kind of puzzle. Okay, when you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected, it will turn blue. Touching a numbered ball after selecting area will call it new to that area. You cannot move the red balls. You move 3 to 5 balls to a single area. Press the check button. The red button we can't move because the red person's dead. Practice makes prefix. Okay. Alright, so we just got to put a 9 on each side. And then we put 3 in here. 6 in there, right? Check. Nothing's happening. There are 3 more indentations. Okay. Okay. Across. Across is next. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Okay, this time we've not got 1 or 9. Okay, so... we need to make 10 then in there to give a 1. And then those should work. What's next? Weird circle. God, with the fireworks already, just stop it. All I can hear is the noise. I can't even see the fireworks. Now we don't have 3. We've got to make 2 7s. So 7, 4 and 5. Making the assumption there. Okay, well I only have 1 left, so I don't have to look at what order. So we've got to make a 9 and an 8. So we'll put 8 in this one. So many puzzles just to end up getting stabbed. I better bloody not get stabbed after this. Oh, hang on. But we can't move any of the others. Right, we're all going through this door. There we go. It didn't say that we had to go through every door. Underneath the keyboard. It just said that we had to make the digital routes. Bottom left. Hello, we've got a picture.
A picture? What the?
There we go. It's Ace 9, the guy that looks enough like Snake to confuse anybody, and the captain.
What the hell is this?
This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same
That's the
guy we
captain.
found murdered in the
That was
captain's
the
quarters.
money guy.
He had the zero bracelet on his left arm. And this second man with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's the ninth man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
It's Ace.
Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the ninth man and Cap too. And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
You say Ace is in that picture?
But yes, I better not get stabbed, because that would just be mean.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently, though. Ace, the ninth man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the ninth man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Oh, yeah, because you saw him blued up. It's got to be him. He was in that flashbacky thing
What's
we
the
saw.
date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
The back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Snake, stop being supercilious at us.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago. That means Ace, the ninth man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be. Why? Why am I not surprised?
Because you already knew this, just in a different timeline.
Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Ah, of course. I understand now. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is... Hongo?
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else.
You have similar suspicions that Angel SK
And
and
if
Joe
I
are the
did,
same person?
Then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago.
Funny leaky.
I had to prevent that.
Hey, Junpei. you think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashiro. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashiro. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashiro.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet.
He's trying to remember.
I'm this close to remembering. This close. Hongo Kubota Nijisaki Musashiro. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary project. Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back.
Yay!
I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Perfect. However, I need a tea break. I will be back momentarily. Enjoy the slightly creepy music. Mean calling a tea break?
What?
Yes, it's montage music. Sorry. Had to make tea. It's got a brew.
Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. and Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
In which case, that's quite clever getting him to kill his right-hand man.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
You really want to know?
Of course.
You're a cop.
Me too.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Summarize it!
3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
Short version, huh? Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type.
Really?
I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right
It's a
is
cop.
more important than doing what you're told.
Cop. C-O-P.
That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. My investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them
Didn't say
carried
rude words, I said
bags.
cop.
Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet, and no one would find you for a week. That what you want? The fish here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
A drug?
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that.
Woke up in a prison cell.
I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then...
use the bathroom?
Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. Wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice. What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top, and there had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. And the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. For the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously.
Is that Santa?
I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time.
He's gone back for bed
I had
sheets.
to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right!
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said!
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Goddamn alarm, stop it!
Will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit and the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Yeah! It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duck box.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
How dare you try and burn up children!
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in a raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everybody nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door, but the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall. The plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. Up and up and up, my feet pounding the steps. Our arms pumping fast. Round, round, and round. The devil was on the tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
That looks like Santa and Snake.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too. So did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket, the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him follow. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated, and then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please!
Why is him and his sister in there? They said they were split up.
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away.
Does look like Akane.
Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too
It says
late,
Kani as well.
idiot.
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But
Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, all right? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
That's Santa's voice.
Incineration will begin in 17.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be all right. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
Can you climb back up the duct?
What happened then?
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Kurashiki.
Shit.
Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
That's impossible.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Thank you.
All
So
right, let me
magnanimous.
ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out all?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
Well, I mean, we know that Kentaro Hongo was the one that effectively killed the professor and who killed the person he thought was Snake. We don't know who killed the captain.
In other words...
Oh, actually, no, we
Ace.
do. Ace is the one that's been killing them. Because he convinced the professor dude at the beginning that the dead had been altered. He thought the other guy was Snake, though he thought he was murdering Snake, not that one. And if you remember, in one of the incarnations of the puzzle rooms, when we found the watch, he took the watch off us while we were looking at other stuff. So if he'd put the watch in the door and opened it and found that captain dude, easily killed him and come back. So it had to be him.
What?
He was the one killing everyone, except when it was Clover.
Whoa, what the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
Oh yeah, keycard. Can we pick up the keycard,
I'm betting
please?
this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Keycard 0. Also, what did we get added? A picture taken 9 years ago. Okay, so... Okay, we haven't got out of this one yet. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Swipe card. Okay, we're running, we're going as fast as we can! This doesn't have a run button! We found it! Woohoo! Yes, got a whole bunch of story for that one.
Huh.
Oh,
think
hello.
that shaking stopped.
We got... I actually don't know what that achievement just said. Yeah, so we got... So it was puzzle story, and then we've got 5 more segments left. Ooh.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right.
But we got an
Let's
achievement
hurry.
for something.
This exit
Sadly, I
needs a
can't
Uranus
press the
card, too.
Xbox button to see my achievements.
Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's open. Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work. Yes! I think it unlocked. It says incinerator, so this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it.
Why are we going in the incinerator? That seems like a really, really bad idea.
Let's go. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey,
be alive?
what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
Ace and Lotus.
I took the gun.
Oh shit. Oh look! It's
Ace.
it's the gravity-defying boobs!
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
You have me at a disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
You burned a child alive. Your pain is immaterial.
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me.
Because of the timeline.
This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go. First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this,
9.
9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game. I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye.
There seems to be only one 9 door, so some of us are not supposed to live?
What? Why isn't it opening? One more time. Now open!
The answer's not 9.
What is this? Why? That digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening? Now!
Oh, that sounds like a really satisfying punch.
Ugh.
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet. Alright. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the Nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last, and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this Nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red, verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
And you mean to say... Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man. But I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
See? I told you!
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there.
Well, I mean, that was fairly obvious once you realized that it was Ace doing all the killing.
Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Let's see. Number 1. There are two ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you.
Ah.
The decision is yours. Do as you please, Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first.
Haha.
That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap.
Arrogance. That's easy. Powerful men are arrogant.
But yes, this was Zero's trap, and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Not necessarily wanted. Everything he expected you to do.
By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game
Doesn't make
happened.
sense.
Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero, and Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurishi. I was one of the kids in the Nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant. Like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the Nonary game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What? What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki? Ugh! Oh, my head! My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
7! What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine.
Can it travel across time?
There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into 2 branches. It only flows in one direction, it can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backwards. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about these downstreams in the future. The people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I'm different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet. But I'm also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0? 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. Where did she go? June? No, Akane. Where did you go?
Santa!
Why is Clover? Oh shit.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head.
Get up.
Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but...
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
Can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
That's it? That's all he's going to give us? The wish was that they could be this happy forever. But what the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
Oh, you mean we're trapped?
Ooh, we got another story bit.
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
But why would he do it to them?
No. No, you can't be serious.
But he is. Shit, we've got to do something. Maybe we can still get out through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we can do this. I've just got to... No, it's not going to work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm going to need them. Ever. Again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations. A lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
Alright, at least 7 got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7.
What? And there's no other way?
What about Lotus? Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel.
It's okay. Go.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot!
Oh, where the hell did that come from? What about the 6 bracelet? They still have that 6!
Without... if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, he shouldn't have much confidence.
Bad?
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier, at the Red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see, why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said.
Fortress of Woods, though. Does 9.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Shit, if we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high, there's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. No, this can't be the end! I've still got 4 more digiblits! Hang on. A Carne vision. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. Yet it's not ended yet. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. See? Still got 4 dits left! My mind, my consciousness wasn't inside of him. Through the morphic field set we were resonant and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise, like a clap of thunder. It was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. But he just said what? There was no way to get out. There's always a way. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him and we became one, inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind, 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. He said it was the end. Yes, well, we've had the end 6 times, or 5 times. Too many times. No, 5 times. We've had the end too many times. And we're not going to get stabbed, Olkesh. I have faith in us. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was in the present, and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
That was my brother, Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Come on, hurry up!
We ran down a long, straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. He's in the game, so he should know. Well, yeah. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home. She cried, I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello? Everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority, dignity. The fights died down and we gathered around.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me. And I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her.
So her name actually is Clover. So she wasn't very original with her code name.
Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now, don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
Oh, that one at the bottom, between Akane and Snake, looks like Lotus. So that must be one of her daughters. That must be Nona. When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with a number 9 on it. Why? He got them to work together. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Yeah. Before long, we found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but it was the only one. If there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
Hi Ray, you have awesome timing. Yeah, we're about to incinerate 9 children apparently. We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already...
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
My brother... Excuse me, Awawi swallowed hard and answered.
It means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes was filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. It was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. Oh, we went through the doors upstairs. Excuse me. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Owawi, Snake, and 7. The other children, the one who had gone through door number 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upwards like a tornado. Eventually I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they'd caught up. That was when I realized...
Where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and a moment later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down and down. Finally I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom... The door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongu. Gintaro Hongu. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
Ah, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
Of course he picks the one kid who's not a receiver, which is why this weird situation's happened. I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongu's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
And suddenly,
Akane!
the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother, Aoi, burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt towards Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out, but then
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator.
Ah!
The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked towards the open door number 9. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that was an object there, but not anything would consider being a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly on the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, the other 2 doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran towards the door with a 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
And it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration.
Yeah, I know.
Incineration will begin in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator.
Holy shit. Man, I knew what it was going to say, but that is one hell of a creepy voice.
I knew it!
It's starting.
Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But
Incineration will begin 17.
you know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn. What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means. Well, god damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. Cool! Puzzle! We can do puzzles! Puzzle means we don't burn. What else can I say about it, but...
What the hell is that?
Still in the novel portion.
What is that?
What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kinda did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place and forced myself forward. Finally I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Man, I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's got to be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
Hey, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you just get to shove people around. But she's a hacker! She can probably hack the computer.
Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Okay, right? A bit tired still, but... Good. How are you? Sure. I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Oh, hello. At least it's on now. What's on the screen now?
What is this?
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
Bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the bottom bit does look like password, but... Alright, puzzle. How do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again.
Incineration will begin.
It looks very much like password.
13 minutes.
Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's going to pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. Sure, I had to solve it somehow, but... It looks more like Ian's sword to you. I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. And I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening evil face. It was Hongu. Password from someone who needs to create a secure password and can't be bothered. Is it Zero's real name? What, Ian's sword?
Oh, don't know what to do.
How long had he been watching me? He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongu, struggling to hold back hot tears.
You're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongu left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. It's gonna be 5. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. And +3 +5 equals 9. I ran to the door with the 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel. Akane is Japanese for deep red. Interesting.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Hungu's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what
Any
it's
luck?
like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes.
Maybe that's why June kept on getting all those hot flushes and being really faint. I still don't understand how she can be in the current present if she died.
I imagine
So
it will
confusing.
be very painful.
This horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10.
Don't need to hear the nasty voice. I was crying. Great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't! I just can't! There's no way! I can't figure this out!
What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't know! I didn't even know where to start! Oh, sorry. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot, so hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. Can we please try and solve this? This is making me sad. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll jump he had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! Jumpy! Jumpy!
Oh, it's too early to strike. Okay, fair enough.
Please! Help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
Seven and I just don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me. And I think Snake may have figured it out. It doesn't matter, they're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy!
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I'd heard it so clearly. I want a good ending too. I really do. Like he was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Jumpy!
That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in an incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the Nonary Games was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... 0 is... Akane Kuroshiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kuroshiki. I must save her no matter what.
Incineration.
Please, can we just do the puzzle?
6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left. Stop talking!
Hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
We only have 6. Hurry! My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to snap. There's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologise later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I just need to switch these out. Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything! No! I'll just have to try it. Think of what I did
all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Seek a way out. Okay, so... I'm just going to spell out password. It was quite easy. Please enter password. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, password is 9.
Yes, that's it! Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me.
I also
but
got an
I
achievement
copied
for
everything
something.
you did! Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
Jumpy! It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Whew.
Okay. Oh, hello, we filled in 2 more. Oh, we might actually get this finished before midnight. Phew, I can't quite believe I did that. But I'm so glad. So glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have to be time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane.
Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Oh, of course, that's fine!
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hongu had left behind.
Now.
Well, Seven and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give to someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay?
Shut it.
Right, okay, maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing holding me back now. Here goes. Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm is still going off. What the hell is going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So, why the bleep isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait. Of course! That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7 and Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit, of course. We just have to put the right number in the red and...
Incineration will begin in 30 seconds.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Don't have much time, don't have much time. It's not time to die! Man, I sure hope they can just trust me on this one or we are all screwed. Alright, no time to explain, just
Quick,
go.
Verify your numbers on the red.
Verify?
Who?
What combination?
Everyone!
We all need to verify.
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9.
It's a thorn or something.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
See, we're not dead. We're not dead. Ye's of little faith. It's a Q, maybe? I don't know. Oh, thank flipping Christ. No, no, no. No time to be happy. Time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go!
Come on, guys. Move it! Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't calm down yet. You're not done. We've still got to find the dead.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
And that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
Akane!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again. And cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. His beat was almost like a lullaby. Or at least they didn't have bombs in them. That would have been cruel to put bombs in children. They didn't have to find the dead. His beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I passed through the door... Oh, no, still. The moment I passed through the door, my bracelets had become to the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. Spotted the dead only short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. They put bombs in kids. They put bombs in kids and then tried to burn them alive. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who will call 7 in 9 years and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Right, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
I was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Okay, Gladys. It's not, but it's like nothing justifies that. Time for more running! But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? 7 talking.
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8.
Yes. I'm making a note here. Glare at Albino. Da 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 da. Except the ones who are dead, and there's no use crying over every mistake. We just keep on trying till we run out of cake, and the science goes on, and the people get done. No, something gets done. For the people are still alive, still alive, still alive.
It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? What?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
Then how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D...
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same, so I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is...
H is 17, I is 18.
K is 20, L is 21.
M is 23, O is 24. P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Q.
26!
And what does that mean?
Wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase q!
Yep, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear, any moment now I'm going to tear a muscle. Also, her costume, it's just physics. I feel like every cell in my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are going to burst. Maybe just a short rest. No, can't stop, don't have time. Come on, legs, there can't be many more of these steps left. Yeah, it was almost but not quite there, Ray. You can tell that, you know, who designed this game quite easily. Run, let's run. Run like a bullet down a rifled barrel, like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally! Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together, you're almost there.
Alright, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here!
Please do.
Sure, you're not like a big, heavy door, but you're the one thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. You tell that door, Junpei! I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was ours. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. What do you think I mean that I can tell who designed it, Dan? My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped were finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean and then it was gone.
It's over.
Oh, he whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. Yes, it was obviously designed by men. Because there's no way in hell a woman would draw the clothing like that in the way that that was just defying physics. I'm not saying they wouldn't draw women with those proportions, but they know what nipples are and they know how bras work. You know, it's not like liquid latex and like invisible, you know, areolae, you know. So, clearly, men. Well, you know, not usually, Ray. That was wrong. It wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. It wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. That's only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Well, actually, this is only the first game, and there's a trilogy, and I am dying to find out what happens in the next one. Yes! Finally! Air! Gah. Damn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh? I'm gonna admit, this doesn't look quite like... Wait.
No way.
You have got to be shitting me.
What?
It can't be.
This is...
Nevada? I'm guessing it's Nevada. It's a fake ship in the middle of the Nevada desert.
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
They're not being abducted by aliens, no.
The mock experiment building.
Building Q.
God. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Sure enough, that's a desert out there with mountains all around it. Hello there, sun. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Ooh, hello. Of course. Our bracelets. I guess I've never really gotten a good look at the underside of one of those. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip, like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures.
Akane.
Well, she wasn't going to blow up the good guys.
Jumpy.
Hey. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. No, there's no explosives. The character designer for these games also did Capcom fighting games in the 50s, which explains some things. Okay. There were 3 people that worked on the graphics. And this game was a while ago. And there's a difference between character design and the people actually doing the graphics. She may not have had much control over it, being as when the... No. I can vindicate you with facts. Because the era in this when this game was done... A lot of times women didn't feel like they had a say. Even if they were the ones in charge, they would be overridden. Besides, difference between the character design and the people actually doing the graphics. Yeah, exactly. Facts.
Are you okay?
We're on the last bit. Perfect.
Oh, come on.
Good timing.
This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see.
Well, I don't know. He's certainly a bit beaten up.
It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and...
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned and...
Ow.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing is a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building, keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? Anyway, we jumped in and now we're here, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are squeezed in the back seat here. Still can't believe we let her drive. Oh my god, they let Clover drive. She's 18.
This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around. And there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right?
They really should have put him in the passenger seat.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up.
She called shotgun. They might die in a car crash.
And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh, shit. God damn it, she just have to drive so fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple of hours after we run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them furious.
What the hell are you doing?
Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy sprawled on the ground with her face covered in big swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth, where a tooth had fallen out.
I guess I could've...
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it in the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I... Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gitaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Yeah, he is. Still tied up. I'm assuming with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty. No emotion. Looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore.
Hey, were you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You can at least look at me when you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces.
Well, that sort of actually makes sense.
By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
I mean, yeah, you made your point badly, Leaky. It did kind of come across, it was like, oh yeah, no, a woman was a character designer, so therefore it wasn't a man doing the clothing. Yeah, so your point did come across badly, but that's okay. As long as you take my point that even if a woman is the character designer, it doesn't mean that she had final say on everything. And I am telling you, a guy did the physically impossible boobs. And the upskirt shot. No doubt in my mind.
That's it?
Yes. If you want to put it simply, but if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well.
My phone keeps on lighting up today.
You see, the human collective consciousness...
I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on.
All right. So what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Well, somebody's a little nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soparu. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is, for you, doll. His name is Junpei.
Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm towards me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm.
Jumpy, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, so that means it's for you.
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
Wait, what?
Oh!
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
No, it probably saved her life.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
You know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd,
Give you something to remember me by.
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay. So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
This
That's
doll,
a bit racist.
traditional charm of tribe.
It's very, very, very racist.
So I give this.
What the hell? Why is it not letting me restore any messages? What on earth did you say, Leaky? What is wrong with the International House of Mojo? I'm going to take a screenshot of that and send that as well. Because I've emailed Mixer. God knows what's wrong with that.
It me. So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are.
Oh. No, but I couldn't restore the catbot stuff. I think Leaky lost his mojo. Did you delete that, Leaky? Because that was a Monkey Island reference. Oh, right. Fine. Way to confuse me. I thought catbot had modded it. Confuse me. Alright, don't send them that one. But definitely send them the... Yeah, it is a Monkey Island reference. Why did you delete it? I thought it was funny.
So here. Take.
I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
Thank
And
you.
it is a Monkey Island
Thank
reference.
you
Very
so
good one.
much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and I fell onto June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Jumpy. I'll never forget you. I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words. I really, really like cheese.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down towards the horizon. Oh no, not you! Him, with the voice, was racist. Not House of Mojo. That was a Monkey Island reference. Him doing the tribal chief thing with the broken English, that part was racist. I hadn't seen you'd put a notice. That's why I got confused and thought Catbot had modded it. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched across the city and painted them across the hills. I don't know whether you're trying to joke or not, Dan, but that's not funny. We sat, bathed in the warm light of evening. Just the two of us leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one, the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and it's the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. Yeah, this is the bit I don't get. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then... how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No. No way. He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there. There's somebody next to the road.
Huh?
What? Hmm?
Seven was involved. Oh, hello. She's Schrodinger's June. The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. It's Alice! How the bleep is that Alice? Yay, I got a good ending! Woohoo! Also, when it's on black, it's like I'm half invisible. Woohoo! And I got an achievement. Don't forget your something. Of course I want to save it. Save complete. Yay, I got all the endings. Woohoo! Don't forget your towel! Really? Is that what it said? Nice. Title screen. So I also got library and study. I got all the memories of the escape. I did it. I finished it. I got a happy ending. Yay! Okay. Oh, crap. That got attached to something. Okay. So yeah, we finished the Nonary games. Well, we finished 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, which is part 1 of Zero Escape, the Nonary games. Part 1, game 1. Game 1 of Zero Escape, the Nonary games. The second game is called Virtue's Last Reward, which I will be streaming if anyone's interested. I mean, I really want to play it, but I'll stream it if there's interest, because how do you follow this? There's also a third one. Not quite sure what it's called, but it's the third game. So, yeah. Hang on, it's talking at me. There we go. So, yeah, in hindsight, it is the only real ending. Yes, because all the other endings were bad endings. But we needed to reach the other endings to be able to get the information to be able to solve and get the final ending. And it was really a case of layers on layers on layers. And, okay, we didn't really get a satisfactory answer about Schrödinger June. But I think we got enough. And obviously, Alice at the end? What the heck? Maybe she's in the second game. That would be interesting. Or maybe that's just they felt like they added that in. Felt like we had to add something in about her. I'm not sure. I mean, you don't want to overanalyze these things too much. I mean, it's a video game. It's not like, I don't know, something profound. But it was very, very, very intriguing, very interesting, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really want to play the second one. So yeah, if people are interested, then let me know. Reach out, and I will stream that. Obviously not Thursday. Thursday I will do something different. I don't know what I'll stream on Thursday, but I'll stream something different. And then, yeah, we'll see. But for now, I've been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll be back on Thursday at 8 PM UK time, as usual, with something else. But for now, I'm off to bed, because it's nearly midnight. And I bid you good night.